Hallelujah, Trump just tracked up the one thing that will drain the swamp. It's clear as day that President Trump has an amazing ability to get his supporters excited and motivated. Motivated, in large part, to lend financial support to the party. I mean, it's just incredible what he's accomplished in just his first 6 months as POTUS. The RNC just raised the most money ever in a non-presidential election year. Far and away more than the DNC has raised thus far. But a controversy is brewing. About how to spend that money. That Trump helped raise. In 2018 midterms, Trump is expected to throw his support towards some challenges to some incumbents in the Senate, including Senator Flake's opponent in Arizona, Kelly Ward. Possibly, as well, Heller's challenger in Nevada, Danny Tarkanian. Ward, by the way, supports Trump's plans to build a wall. Flake, by contrast, believes in open borders and amnesty. Watch. The RNC rules make it such that it is supposed to be neutral in primaries. But complex rules allow the RNC to have some input into how the National Republican Senatorial Committee, NRSC, spends its money. Usually, this is coordinated, but, if Trump throws his support behind a challenger, things could get sticky. Patriots elected President Trump, in large part, due to his promise to drain the swamp. That means getting rid of the old, and bringing in the new. Representatives who actually represent. If Trump is the reason that the RNC has as much money as it has right now, and he is, then they need to defer to Trump and support who he backs. Do you agree? If so, please comment I agree and share to get the most support. H/T The Hill I agree. Drain the swamp. Do like IDID, tell RNC. No more money till they start working with Trump, no more period. Work and accomplish something. Let's put up some big-named Republicans to challenge in the primaries all those repugnant senators and representatives who do not support the Trump people's agenda.
I will not mention any names. Very presidential, isn't it? Very presidential. And nobody wants me to talk about your other senator, who's weak on borders, weak on crime. So I won't talk about him. Nobody wants me to talk about him. Nobody knows who the hell he is. See, I haven't mentioned any names. So now everybody's happy.
Well, I didn't mention names. I don't know that everyone's happy, though. President Trump slamming Arizona Senators John McCain and Jeff Flake during that rally in Phoenix. The president calling out Senator McCain for taking the deciding vote to kill the Obamacare repeal effort. And in a tweet last week, President called Jeff Flake, who was in the middle of a tough primary battle, weak on immigration and crime. The president appearing to throw his support behind Flake's challenger, former state Senator Kelly Ward, who joins us now. We should also mention we did extend an invitation to Senator Flake. We're waiting to hear back from his camp on that. Dr. Ward, thanks for joining us today.
Hi, Shannon. Great to be with you.
I got to ask you about this tweet that for many folks out there introduced them to who you are when the president suddenly tweeted out about your name just days ago. Did you know that was coming? Do you have a relationship with him?
Well, I mean, I have a great relationship with people in Washington, D.C., but I did not know the tweet was coming. It was pretty exciting to be woken up at 4 o'clock Arizona time with people telling me that the president had tweeted out positively about me and had brought up many of the things that I've brought up about Senator Flake, that he's weak on the border, that he's weak on crime, and really that he has been, a non-entity in the United States Senate, ineffectual. It's time for a change.
Okay, we know that you ran unsuccessfully against Senator McCain in that primary contest, so now you're gearing up again for next year. And this is really unusual to a lot of people to have the sitting president, although not formally endorsing, seeming that he's throwing his support behind you or suggesting that others do so, versus the current sitting senator who seems to have the full support of the leadership, including Senate Majority Mitch McConnell, and the PAC that does political ads, digital ads, in support of reelecting incumbents. We want to play a little bit of an ad that they're running against you and give you a chance to respond.
Sure.
Chemtrail Kelly's got her head in the clouds with crazy ideas. She bizarrely blamed John McCain for ISIS.
John McCain is directly responsible for the rise of ISIS.
The ad goes on. I want to read a little bit of a piece in the Washington Examiner that dovetails with this. It's an opinion piece by Tom Rogan. He says, she doesn't actually seem to be wed to any principles beyond subservience to Trump, almost to a rule. Her campaign platform is defined by attestations of support for Trump and his policies. When she's not attacking a great patriot, Senator John McCain, for his brain cancer, Ward is engaged in weirdo scaremongering. All right, there's a lot there. Give you a chance to respond.
Well, I mean, it sounds like the classic smear coming from the establishment and many of their allies in the mainstream media. I was a very effective Arizona state senator, not because I was extreme in any manner, but because I put forth excellent policy that was good for the people of Arizona, that I was able to get my colleagues on both sides of the aisle to buy into, get to the governor's desk, and get signed. In fact, I got 19 bills signed into law in 2015 alone, bills to shrink the size of government, to lower taxes, to lift the heavy hand of government off the heads of small businesses so they could thrive. So those kinds of attacks are ridiculous. People are looking for a change in Washington. They want someone that's action-oriented, and they do want someone who wants to support President Trump's America First agenda. And that's why so many people are flocking to my campaign.
Do you think the establishment is threatened by you and the possibility that you would be elected?
I don't think they'd be throwing out attack ads and spending thousands of dollars to attack me if I were not a threat to their establishment power.
I want to ask you, if you became a senator, where do you stand on this idea of getting rid of the 60-vote threshold for the filibusters? The president keeps railing against it. He says it is gumming things up. He can't get anything done because of 8 Democrats, although there have been Republicans, including Senator John McCain, who have not been helpful to his agenda there in Congress. Where do you stand on that? Because the Senate Majority Leader keeps saying there's just no way. There are people on both sides of the aisle who say they'd never get on board with that.
Well, you know, I think that some of the problem is the virtual filibuster, where people can just, you know, throw out the idea that they won't vote for something, and so nothing comes before the Senate to even be discussed. So the American people don't get to hear what's going on. They don't get to hear the reasons why somebody might want to stop something from going through. And it's caused a lot of gumming up of the works. I agree with Congressman Franks. I think it's something that we should explore as we move forward. The rules of the Senate should not trump the rules or the will of the American people and the need to get things done for our country. Things like securing the border and stopping illegal immigration at the top of my list. Getting rid of Obamacare. And just think, had I replaced Senator McCain, I would have been the deciding yes vote to get rid of Obamacare, to start that full repeal. So there's a lot of hard work that needs to be done in the Senate. And right now, it's an obstructionary body, both on the left and the right. The Democrats aren't the only ones stopping things. The establishment Republicans are as well. That's one of the reasons why I'm running for the United States Senate, is to change that and to get things done for the people.
Okay. Dr. Kelly Ward, GOP candidate in 2018 for Senate seat out of Arizona. Thank you very much for your time.